So it's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and we find ourselves at what was the site of Royal Air Force Acaster Malbis. Kindly been given permission, obviously, just to have a quick walk around and do some exterior shots. Well, these buildings are still here, although by talking to the chap who runs this site, they are going to restore these as best they can. So yeah, join us while we have a quick look round Acaster Malbis and see if you enjoy it. I tell you what, to say they were temporary buildings though, no, I mean they've lasted really well. Do you know, as much as I love to see abandoned airfields and that, I do think it's nice though that they're actually, you know, being quite sympathetic with it. Yeah, that's brilliant. I'll be nicking all your photographs soon, you know.
I've no idea what people can't see.
Same here. Don't know what I'm doing. There you go, if you ever wanted to start your own religious cult, this would be a perfect site for it. And I did say cult, by the way. Nice to still see the old boiler rooms and that as well standing, because a lot of them got pulled down. So the history that I know of Acaster Malbis, which I'll be honest with you is very limited. Obviously she was built for Bomber Command, but as an airfield sadly she saw very little use. The primary problem was that she was located too close to the river, so she was obviously a very foggy air base to fly into, and often the bomber groups and that were sort of diverted to other airfields due to the location of her. There were various units stationed here during the war, and in that respect she was quite unlucky just by sheer design. Obviously, out of respect to the landowners, I'm not going to be filming in any of the newer buildings. I'm literally just doing exterior shots. They've been good enough to let us on site, which you know, they didn't have to. So out of respect, we are just going to keep it to exterior shots. This is what happened later on when kids got bored and these sites were abandoned. Come here and express themselves, literally. Like I say, when you look at these buildings, they were always designed just to be a temporary structure. They weren't actually designed to last as long as they have. So it is testament to the way they were built that the fact they're still standing. I often wish somebody had invented a time machine so we could go back and see how they were in the day. But to be honest, it is absolutely scorching today. Sue taking a load of nice pictures on her mobile phone, so I'm sure hopefully we'll be able to put them in and edit them later on. Amazing how nature takes over things. As we come up to one of the many air raid shelters that would have been around this site. Well, I think this one was a get down and beg, to be honest with this. Watching you, watching me. Obviously all these buildings now are going to be renovated and made into private dwellings. The original old glass in there. Acaster Malbis has an unfortunate reputation as one of Britain's worst Second World War airfields. Its proximity close to the River Ouse frequently generated misty conditions, which, when added to the already notorious fog zone of the Vale of York, often created dangerous conditions for flying. Flooding was also an occasional problem. Nevertheless, the airfield opened on the 1st of January 1942 with grass runways, and No. 601 Squadron from RAF Duxford arrived shortly afterwards to test examples of the Bell Era Cobra. This was a fighter that was hated by all RAF pilots that flew it, and as a consequence of this was replaced shortly afterwards with Supermarine Spitfires. The squadron moved to RAF Digby in Lincolnshire on the 25th of March 1942. No. 15 Pilots Advanced Flying Unit then arrived at Acaster Malbis shortly after and flew Airspeed Oxfords from the airfield, but these aircraft had left by the 25th of January 1943 due to poor conditions at the airfield. Surprisingly, 3 concrete runways were constructed in 1943 as part of the process of converting the airfield into a heavy bomber station. However, the closest that Acaster Malbis ever came to operating heavy bomber units was when Heavy Conversion Unit with Handley Page Halifaxes from Marsden Moor began using the airfield as a relief landing ground. No. 4 Aircrew School, a non-flying unit, was based at Acaster Malbis for a short time, and at a similar time, No. 91 Maintenance Unit began using the airfield for the storage of bombs. Maintenance Command took over from Bomber Command on the 28th of February 1946 as No. 80 and especially 91 maintenance units used the airfield for further storage of large quantities of ammunition, bombs, and possibly a few nuclear devices. No. 93 Maintenance Unit took over in the spring of 1957 and began disposing of 2,000 high explosive bombs before the airfield finally closed on the 1st of August. Despite this, from the mid-70s, the next decade, Acaster Malbis was used by private light aircraft, primarily because of the proximity of York Racecourse. Now, flying came to an end sadly in the early 90s, when again weather conditions proved too much, so it was decided to close the airfield altogether. Most of the land was sold off to businesses and to farmers. Now, the site we actually visited is currently being converted into private houses. I've got to be honest, they are doing an amazing job. They are being very, very sympathetic with what they're doing. It's great to see that an airfield that nobody really wanted is actually being put to some good use. So if you did like this video, please like and subscribe. It is our first video to YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sure we will get a lot better at this as time goes on. So for now, thanks ever so much for watching, and look after yourselves wherever you are. Thank you. Bye.